Hi there, this is Tanya, and this is my report back to you from day 6, C3 to 7 on my book writing adventure. And so I'm writing my first book ever, and I'm giving myself 30 days because I like challenges. And this is the report back from days 3 to 7. And so far I have spent between, my target is about 2.5 hours a day of writing. And so far I've been able to stick to it pretty nicely. And so far I've spent about 15 hours or so on this book. And during days 3 and 6, this is what happened. So I am using Scrivener for my writing process. That was the first thing that I saw somebody recommend in writing, and I'm like, okay, let me try it out. So far, I'm liking it because initially when I tried on writing on Google Docs, it's much harder to jump around in Google Docs. So I like Scrivener because you have a menu on the left side that allows you to jump from section to section, and you can create unlimited number of menus and documents so that you can basically jump to any section of what you're writing at any point and continue working in a different section. My thought process is very jumpy. So one day I want to write about this, and then I have then a thought comes up, and I'm like, oh, I need to go to that section. So with Scrivener, it's been actually super easy to jump around and just write in the section that I'm feeling writing about at any given time. What came up in day number 3, I'm like, okay, this is gonna happen. Let's see how soon it happens. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, who am I to write a book? I've never written a book. I don't know how to do this. It's like, why do I think that I can do this? And this whole self-doubt came up in this process, and that was day 3 out of 30. So it's like self-doubt is loud and clearly there. And all I'm going to say to that is thank you for sharing, and moving on. And I'm going to continue writing. So the other thing that happened is I did some research, of course, on I wanted to write a book on passive income, and I checked Amazon, and based on my research, there's about 8,000 books on passive income on Amazon. So I'm like, okay, something needs to happen here. So I have been looking at different directions, and I have some ideas of what I'm going to do that will make this book different. And the basic premise being that I want people to not just read this book, but I want them to read this book and change their behavior, because that's the only way people are going to transform and actually get value. It's not like just reading this book and then moving on to the next book. That's not going to change your life. I want people to read this book and change what they're actually doing. So that's where I'm heading with my process, and that's my goal. And other than that, I hate structures. So what I have as structures is the number of hours that I'm writing in a day, but I've written in the mornings, I've written in the evenings, I've written the 2.5 hours stacked in 1 hour here, 1.5 hour here, or do the whole thing in one go. And it seems I like the flexibility of deciding when and how I'm going to do every day's writing. That seems to work for me. I know that there's a lot of writers who want to write exactly at the same hour and have exactly the same routine, but that does not work with my personality. So I'm doing what works with my personality, which right now is to do it when I feel like doing it, but making sure that I do it. So that's the report back from days 3 to 7. And I'm going to keep on reporting back as more things come up. And have a good day. Ciao.